All right, what's going on? Doing a film breakdown on New York Giants outside linebacker, edge, pass rusher, Quincy Roche. And this was a guy I liked in the draft process. In fact, I went down to the Senior Bowl in Alabama, and I thought he rose his stock a lot. He was winning some battles versus guys like Alex Leatherwood. Looked really good down there at the Senior Bowl. And then I do a post Senior Bowl pre-free agency mock draft after every year. I had him in the third. Now, when I got my full database of guys, I would look at him as a fourth rounder. But he goes to the sixth round to the Steelers. Steelers waive him because they have good edge room. Giants claim him, and that was the one guy that got waived that I wanted, along with Ben Mason. So to go through it, he's 6'2", 245, grad transfer to Miami. He played at Temple where he had a ton of sacks. Last year at Miami, he had 4.5 sacks, 14.5 tackles for a loss. His last year at Temple, he had 13 sacks. Good pass rusher with good hands, and that's the number one thing I look for in mid-round pass rushers is do they have hands? And he does. He's got good, decent get off, decent ability to bend the edge, not amazing, but he's got good hands to work inside, do different things. Understands the run game. Sometimes can get a little undisciplined, setting the edge, but does a decent job doing it. And I think he has coverage ability. He didn't drop in the coverage a ton at Miami, but there's a couple of reps I pull where it's hey, he kind of looks like he's doing this. Where guys like a Fedio Denabo or even O'Shane Zimnes, they don't really look like they play that part. So we'll go through it. Make sure to subscribe, all that good stuff. So let's get into it. We're gonna go through the pass rush ability first with Roche. This is against, and he lines up here every play. He's always over to left tackle. This is a second round pick by the Bengals, Jackson Carman. I think he was a little overdrafted, but still. Hit on Trevor Lawrence, incomplete pass. So again, decent get off, nothing crazy. But watch the hands. Two hands. Gets those hands off him, and then bam. Dip. Bend around the edge and get just straight horizontal down the line, quick, in a hurry. And puts a hit on Lawrence. Next play, just a speed rush. Similar. Doesn't get a big hit, but he does get his hands on Lawrence. Again, goes with that two-hand swipe, but doesn't even really land it. As you see. But Carman's a little overextended. Opens up his hips. Roche's are able to bend that edge, get around the corner. Bam. What yard line are we bending it at? From here. 8 yards. That's a win. That's a win. At 10 yards, you get washed around. Sometimes you'll land in the sack there, but 8 yards is where you want to be bending it. Next play. See that? That's a holding call. That's the same as a sack. That's the same as a sack. Gets around the edge. Carman gets his hands on him, and then watch the left hand rip through. Rip through. Get around the corner, get down the line, force Lawrence to step up in the pocket, and force Jackson Carman to hold him. That's a sack. So does he get a credit for a sack in this game? No. But this is the same as a sack. 10-yard loss. Again, he's not the greatest athlete, but he's got that ability to get around the corner. And again, that's a second-round pick by the Bengals and Carman. Next play. Changes it up. Bull rush. Jackson Carman, if there's one thing that's his strength, this is strength. He's been able to bend the edge around him. Puts that left hand in there, long arms him, and just starts driving his feet. And Lawrence ends up escaping the pocket. The more things you can do, the harder it is on a tackle, because now it's a mind game every play. I don't know if I got to be ready for the speed rush, for the bull rush. And again, I don't think he's going to kill anybody with the bull rush, but he shows, against Jackson Carman, he's able to do it. Works outside in on this play. Again, if there's no guard help, He probably gets himself a sack. Quick. Uses his hands. Keep him off. Now watch the right hand. Rip through. And he has that guard help there. But if he doesn't have that guard help, it ends up being a sack. Like if 53 is blitzing, this probably ends up being a sack for Quincy Roche. Gets another push shove on Trevor Lawrence. I mean that's a lot of times Trevor Lawrence with a good O-line gets hit by a guy like Quincy Roche. Here versus UNC, outside in shoulder rip through. Or sorry. So good athletic ability. But I would like him. This is where him not being like the strong. He's got. I mean, I had like 26 bench press reps at the Miami Pro Day. But if he's able to rip that right arm through and turn him inside quicker, and then the left tackle's able to recover. So this is a okay rep, not a great rep. Like the left tackle's able to power down on him. And when the left tackle has his feet like this and you're right here, you should win this rep. That right hand should be ripping through, opening its hips to the inside, and at least getting pressure on the QB. Next play, just bending the corner. Now it is a quick set, so that might be was the plan. But it wasn't the plan for the left tackle to get his hand swiped off, lean, get around that edge. So again, does that play get remembered? No. But he gets around the corner at 8-9 yards. And quickly too. Here's something I noticed he does well too when he plays the play action. So like the play action, they're faking a run block, which means they're not getting vertical. He does a good job of reading it, like he's reading, studying the edge. It's play action. And you see him, he likes to rip, use that left hand to like pull and get after the QB. Gets himself a half sack with first rounder Jalen Phillips. That's big. I mean, that's in the red zone. UNC goes from being at the 1.5 yard line, even though there's no such thing as a 1.5 yard line, to a sack. Same thing here. Play action. Bam. Gets a nice hit on Howell. And the ball is high. Incompletion. Set edge. Check run. Got his hands inside the tackle where he wants it. It's pass. Uses that left hand. Watch as he pulls down on 72's jersey. Pull. Get down the line. Get down the line. Bam. That's a nice hit on Howell. That's something that edge rushers dream of right there. Watch Jalen Phillips on the other side. It's a joke they made. Meet at the quarterback. Well, they met at the quarterback on this play. Again, lined up right here. Bam. Gets a hit on Sam Howell. Go to set the edge. Check run. Use that speed. Put a hit on him. And De'Ami Brown, a guy I love, with a long play. Here versus Clemson. Set the edge. Check. Bam. Get down the line. Gets a hit on Lawrence, even though you don't see it. Set the edge. Bam. Hands inside. You got your hands on him. Look at that distance between the tackle's hands and his body. Get your hands off. Rip through. At least get your hands on the QB. So that's like what he has as a pass rush ability. Decent athletic ability to bend the edge, get around the corner. Decent get off, but with his hands are what makes him good. He's able to to get into tackle's chest, pull, rip through. Can work a little outside in. Obviously, at the NFL level, you need to rely on athleticism a little more, but he's got that hand movement. And something I like for the Giants is I think he's got coverage ability. He didn't do it a ton at Miami, but when he did, he looked kind of solid at it. And I don't have a ton of all 22 on it, but I remember this game. I mean, I'm a Miami guy, to be completely honest. Playing the flats, which is essentially most of what you'll be asked to play as an outside linebacker in Patrick Graham's scheme. You know, sometimes you'll drop back in the curl hook, but not too often. And when you do, you're not expected to be a world beater at that spot. Read it. He's flattening out. Get underneath. Get underneath. And if he catches the ball, it should be an interception. Even though they called a flag on this, they called him offsides on this. I mean, come on. You really calling that, ref? That pisses me off. But if he catches that, that could have been an interception. I remember at this point being like, we're really going to beat Clemson. We weren't. But he doesn't finish the play. You can see the ball pop out. But good athleticism. Reading the route. Not looking in the backfield at the quarterback. Getting underneath. Bam. Could be an interception. Could be interception. Here, again, this isn't anything crazy. But just kind of understands responsibility. Getting out there quickly. So that's all the coverage reps I have. In the run game, he's decent setting the edge. The more stronger, better left tackles probably can move him off. But like you got him lined up on a tight end on this one. Gets in his chest. Bam. Push him down. Close down those gaps. So if number one doesn't destroy the left tackle on this play, he's probably like looking to get right here. But he closes this gap down. And then tosses him off at the end because he's holding. I like that. Here, he gets undisciplined. Tries to make a play. Again, he's lined up over the left tackle at all times. What could have been a tackle for a loss or a run stop for his teammates if he just does a good job. You're setting the edge. Good job. But he's got his hands inside on the tackle and pulls him, tries to get inside, make a play. He tries to be the hero and make the tackle for a loss on this play. And Michael Carter's able to, Michael Carter's able to bounce that one out. But if he plays his gap, if he just doesn't do that, if he stays right here, this guy's coming off his block. This linebacker should be filling, even though he doesn't do a great job of it, but he does. He does do a great job of it. That's a tackle for a loss. That's a tackle for a loss most likely by him. Or a run stop. And then the next play, you'll see where he does play a discipline, and it ends up being a good play for the defense. Just play your responsibility. He even gets moved off his spot a little bit, but he's playing that outside, keeping it from him being able to bounce out. And number one gets to make the play. Making a play for your teammate. On this one, so this one, the left tackle doesn't use his hands well. You watch the right hand. Slap. Left hand swimming over the top. And then get down the line of scrimmage. Don't run up here. Don't have this instinct that a lot of guys have to just get upfield. Get down the line. Bam. Helping for a tackle. Good stuff. Good athletic ability. Good hands. Good job getting down the line. Lined up here on this one, on the tight end. Not giving up any ground. Reading. Running back's going into his hole. He has the outside gap responsibility. Run stop. Run stop with your teammates. This one lined up here. Stunt on a run play. Forces the running back out. This is more play design than it is Quincy Roche, but he does execute it. Tackle for a loss for number 3. Here, watch him shoot this gap. Or sorry, not shoot the gap. Gets off the block. The next play is a shoot in the gap. Plays outside shoulder. Disengages the block. Tight end can't handle him. Tackle for a loss. Tackle for a loss versus Clemson. Again, jumping gaps, outside in, right hand rips through. You got a left tackle leaning, trying to just move, to just put out all of his power to push that ball into the end zone. Rips through. Again, and this is planned. This isn't him not being irresponsible or him being irresponsible. 91 has this gap. He's jumping into this gap. He's got the outside. 21, Bubba Bolden, who I like a lot. He's playing this gap. Make a play. Make a play when these offensive linemen are just looking to get everything they can and get the ball in the end zone. Force it in. Tackle for a loss. So it's easy to see why the Giants like him when they look at their outside linebackers as being versatile, obviously they want him to be good pass rushers. I'm not saying Roche is going to come in and be the best pass rusher on the team. I don't think he will be. He'll probably be the fourth after Lorenzo, Aziz, and O'Shane. But he's able to do all the other things. Here, shoot the gap. Take advantage of every time a tight end's blocking you. Tackle's pulling, you read that. You get on his hip. That's what they teach you. Get on his hip. Get on the hip. Get on the hip. Follow him. That's where the play is going. Follow the puller. You'll never go wrong following the puller. I would like him to finish the play a little better. But nonetheless, it's a tackle for a loss for Miami. So, I really like this guy. Now, I say really like him as a fourth rounder, so it's not like, this guy needs to be a second round guy. But for what he is, I really like him. I think he's going to come in and he's going to play. I don't think he's going to be playing 60% of the snaps, but he's going to get playing time, I think, early on because of that versatility. So, and, Aziz, misses a game, Lorenzo misses a game, he's going to be getting a decent amount of playing time. So, I really like this signing. I'm excited to see what Quincy Roche is. He had a good preseason, had 1.5 sacks. So, I'm excited for Quincy Roche. Subscribe to the channel. We got all types of different stuff. Film breakdowns seem to be what people like the most. But appreciate you guys. See you on the next one. Until then, let's go Big Blue.